welcome to another episode of the Now Show. Today's episode, I am so excited doing this. Why? I have with me a charming, amazing young man who I know I'm going to enjoy speaking to, and his story just blows me. And joining me on today's episode is my friend, my brother, my son, everything, Tekena Onduro. TK, I'm going to be calling you TK most of the time.
Very fine.
You're welcome to the Now Show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing this with us.
Finally.
Finally. So, like I said, Tekena is an amazing young man who I am so proud of, and the reason being that, like I said, the story is really mind-blowing. The other day, Tekena, I had someone on the show, and she had been abused as a child, and she told us, about every relationship she got into. This time, 3 relationships, and as soon as she told them her experience, they actually took off. So that is why I consider you a truly amazing person. So this leads us to what we're going to be talking about. So our topic today is a gem regardless. So it's going to be a gem talking about another gem. So the gem we're talking about is your wife, Tekena. So take it up from here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I would say that, so I'm not trying to fault the guys who checked out from the lady, but they don't know what she has. They don't know what she carries. So my wife, you know her by name, a very wonderful lady, beautiful lady. So 6 years ago, she had an experience that was traumatizing. She was ripped by a bike man on her way home. So her parents stay in Ikorodu.
Yes.
She at that time was staying in Yaba.
Okay.
And so her dad's birthday was on Sunday. And so she had to go home to do some preparations for the dad. And so it happened that on that fateful day, it happened. So as painful as it was, but she's alive today. She's doing well. God saw her through her journey, saw her through the healing process. And if you see her today, you would be shocked, or you would not even think that she went through that experience.
Anybody married to you?
Thanks to God.
Yes.
So God by His Spirit has given her complete healing. And today she's doing so well in ministry. God has used her so much in so many ways to comfort others, to heal people that are going through this kind of scenario. I get to, eavesdrop or hear on her conversations, and I'm so wild and chilled. She's a learning point, a reference point for me. Knowing that God is using her so much to touch lives, to heal people. She's using the comfort that she has received from God, to comfort others. And
comfort she has received
to comfort others. And so she's just wonderful. She's just wonderful.
I truly know that she's a wonderful lady. And sometimes, I always say to people that whatever we go through is not an accident. Neither is it something for us to say, oh, why did this happen to me? Because at the end of the day, you surely will see beauty in what has happened to you.
Definitely.
And you can always use that to comfort others, which is why we're doing this. So that you can inspire people out there, especially people like those 3 those 3 guys that took off when, my guest shared with them what had happened to her, and everything like that. So if we go back to you and Ian, TK, when she told you, because you were not in her life when it happened, right?
Yes.
Okay, you were not.
Okay, a friend.
Okay.
Just a friend.
You knew her.
I knew
you
her.
were in the same church.
Yes.
Okay. So when it happened, you knew that it happened.
Okay, so I didn't know up until 2 years after.
Okay.
Yes, 2 years after.
Okay, and yet you went for this gem of a lady, despite that.
Yes.
Okay. So what convinced you that this was the person for you?
Okay, so clearly God, clearly God,
Okay.
you know, because like the narration you made earlier about the other guys who checked out.
Yes.
You know, every other guy, you know, we live in an environment where one of the treasures that marriage should be is that there's virginity, you know, and when this is not there, you know, there's so much of your parents are like, no, you cannot marry this lady. She's been through an experience before, you know, but God, like I said, was my guide in this. You know, I remember when she told me the story, and you know, there and then in my mind, I'm like, I want to marry you already.
Wow.
You know, it's not something that you expect I say. You know, there would have been maybe me being taking a step back, yes, to have a rethink. You know, but that was what was in my mind. I didn't say it to her at that point. I told her after on.
Wow.
You know, but and I would say, yeah, it's clearly God, because when you think of what God has done for you, when you think of how unworthy you were or I was, you know, and his son, you know, paid the price. He gave up everything for me. The love of God is all encompassing. And when you think about that, you know, there's really, I think there should be nothing that that you can match up to that love. And so, you know, I'll just say that unknowingly, I was just encompassed by God's love. And regardless of what had happened,
yes,
you know, it was it for me.
You know, it's interesting you say that, you know, because you do find that maybe it's societal pressure. I don't know why society sees things like rape and violence as a stigma. So in fact, they don't even want you to talk about it.
Yes.
Then here you are. Not only is it being spoken about, you know, this young man, a dashing young man by every standard. Not that, you know how it is that, oh, maybe it's just a guy that anybody would have accepted in the first place. Dashing young man says to himself, this is the gem that I want, despite what has happened with her.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people thought you were crazy at that time.
Yeah, really. You know, okay, so at some point, my dad, you know, once told me that, okay, so don't marry anybody that's not even from your state.
Wow. Right? Wow. So you already had that issue.
So yes, I had that issue. Although I'll be nice and just try to say that maybe he said it from experiences he's had in the past, or just not thoughtfully. So he mentioned that some time ago, and it was a challenge for me at some point, because I started my search, in quote, you know, looking out for somebody that
who is from your side of
was from my state, you know, and at some point I found somebody like that.
Okay.
You know, so in school, I was in NIFES.
Okay.
So we had times where we had meetings where people from other schools would come around. Okay. And so I met a lady there who was, she was from Bayelsa State, so that was one of the ticks.
Okay, so
the checks for me.
Check, you know, at the same state.
You know,
okay.
And but we just couldn't just go on. So at that time I was serving in the ESCO of my fellowship, and we had the clause that ESCO is very demanding, and you cannot go in a relationship at that time. So it was just best that you stay off. If you were in before, fine, you can manage it.
Okay.
So it just that rule kept me to not releasing my airing my intentions at that time. So after my tenure, I felt it was time to really
make the move.
But I didn't just feel like anymore. You know, it was like it was killed. That urge, that desire was just crushed. And you know, so you know what became, you know, the person I feel God.
She made your heart go jing.
Yeah.
Like they say, you know. Okay.
So now I had the challenge of marry from your clan.
Okay.
Now there's this other issue that, how will I now tell my dad I'm marrying someone that's not from my clan, and now has, you know, has gone through an experience, you know. So I would just say I committed the whole thing to God. You know, I prayed about it and trusted that it wouldn't be a problem, even though it was seeming to be one. And so,
so you had to be prepared.
Yes.
Break the news to them, so that they could be accepted.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
So
Amazing. See why I say you're an amazing man. You didn't just assume that, oh, this is all going to go my way. You know how it is. Like with young men, they're like, this will go my way.
Definitely. And so it was part of my request in my journey to wanting to marry the right person. So I told myself that I was going to marry to cut one person and marry that person. So it was going to be one straight lane for me. Wow. I didn't want stops. I didn't want.
Impressive. That's impressive for a young man. You know, wow.
So I didn't want to try, do trials and errors.
Okay.
And one of my one part of the Bible that I like so much, the story of Abraham. When he was to look for a wife for Isaac.
Okay.
The whole some principles that I pick from that verse of the Bible have that Abraham first of all went to God, and so he brought the matter to God.
Yes.
And Abraham also confided in his close friend, that's his servant, who was also involved in the matter. Then there was also Abraham himself. And so for Isaac to get a wife, there were three people: God, the father, and a close friend. Yes. So God basically was my confidant in this, and he basically just made it seamless. Telling my dad about it was I didn't expect he would give me his consent, so easily and seamlessly.
When God is involved,
yes, he just clears the path.
Even you are shocked.
Yes, really.
How it is.
Really. Yes. So yeah, that was basically it. God just took control of everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Yes.
So once your family was sorted, every other person did matter.
Yeah, of course they didn't, because this is someone I'm going to be staying with all my life.
Yes.
I'm not going to be staying with you or you. This is my wife, and when God got everything sorted out, of course it was a go ahead for me.
And it's amazing the kind of support you have given to her, the love there, because even if somebody had decided that, okay, I'm going to marry her because I'm in love with her and everything like that, the person would have said, I don't want you to talk about this experience anymore. But that's not you. You are so supportive. You want her to talk about it. You want her to help other people with it. I mean, that's just, so what drives you?
Okay, so well, I think indirectly it's some crowns on my head in heaven.
You're right. Yes.
So having love for humanity is something that God puts in every man. It's just sad that sin crept into the world, and the business of life. We get to lose that humanity. We get to lose that love for others. And that alone, is a driving point for me. And like I said earlier, the love of God that compels us and constrains us is a driving point for me, such that there are people who go through these things too. And, they end up in horrible ways. Some go into drugs, some commit suicide. And, so having to be a person that indirectly saves lives.
Because that's what you are.
Yes. Is something that, of course, anytime I would be proud of doing. And so that I would, of course, give her my best, give her my support 100%. And so she goes about telling people about our story. There's a stigma to it that society puts on people who have gone through this, which shouldn't be. And I know that over time, with more people like this coming out, we would get to.
I need you to address society
to address that issue. So people that are raped or people that have issues like these are human beings, just like you. I'm just lucky. You're just lucky that it didn't happen to you, and they deserve our support. Really, they deserve 100% support. We should encourage them, embrace them. It would help their healing process. Yes, it would, because if we don't do that, we are indirectly, adding pepper. When pepper to the wound.
Yes.
And it worsens it. It worsens it, and it would affect you to an extent. It's like a cycle. That person who is hurting, who is abused, of course, can take up the mandate of, oh, this has happened to me, I'm going to do it to 10 other people or 15 other people. I watched a movie where I think there was a guy who was a lady, right? She was abused by her father, and she got down with HIV/AIDS.
Wow.
I'm sure it was, she couldn't just take it. Society was all downcast on her.
Against her.
And it was now her goal to give it to 10 other people.
Wow.
And so she kept on counting the numbers. And so that's what happened indirectly. If we don't embrace them, if we don't build systems that support these people, that make them feel normal after the ordeal of the experiences. And so we need to embrace them, encourage them, let them know that they are okay, they are normal. The fact that this has happened is not the end of the world. Of course, there's still so much of a light at the end of the tunnel. And one of the support that she had at that time was Dr. Onuzo. So he's a father to us, and there was a statement he made that he gave her. I told her that don't waste your pain. It's too precious. Turn it into gold.
Don't waste your pain.
Yes.
It's too precious.
Turn it into gold. And that is clearly what is playing out. The pain and all that she had, it has been recycled, and she's doing so well. She's helping lives, she's touching lives. And so that knowing that I'm part of a story, I'm part of history alone is a legacy that I would, of course, give myself up to.
Wow. So you're fulfilled.
Yes.
You would say that you're fulfilled.
Definitely.
Doing this.
Yeah.
And of course, you have a beautiful family.
Thank you.
Your son is so super cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. When they say it gives beauty for ashes, that's the way that I look at it. Because when I look at how you are, how happy you guys are, how beautiful, to behold that you are, I can only but thank God for your lives, especially you. I did say to you then that I thought you were a courageous young man. You are a courageous young man, and you've proven it that, as the years go by, you really are, because there you are, constant support for her. You are actually the wings beneath her now. You actually push her and allow her to be all she wants to be. We should give you a medal.
So I think I just want to say, even to people that are going through ordeals like this, I have a beautiful family, like she have just rightfully said. So it can be like an inspiration to you that there's so much of light, like I said, at the end of the tunnel. Things can work out even better. Even better. So don't give up. Don't lose hope on yourself. Don't lose that hope. Don't lose that hope. The fact that you are alive, it's that there's hope. There's hope for you to achieve what you want to achieve and even do and supersede it. And so don't lose that hope. Don't lose that hope. Not at all.
Where you are today, would you have envisaged it 3 years back?
No. Not at all. Not at all. So I'm 28. I know, and the things that I would say I've achieved right now, I'm married, I have a good job, I would say God, really.
Yes.
And I've met people even through her that I would say I wouldn't have met. My current job now is, I met her through her friend.
Okay.
So really it's a blessing.
It's blessing.
It's a blessing. Something that, felt like a horrible event that was, not something to be happy about.
Yeah.
Of course, blessings are emanating from it. So yes.
Left, right, center, all around, and everything like that. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Wow,
God is
wow.
Amazing.
I'm so happy that we do a show. Why we do a show like this? I mean, to project people like you who show what it is to be an overcomer and a winner, because that is what she is, and that is what you are too. In your own rightful position, because you are here sitting down and saying that, but for this, I won't even be where I am, because I can see blessings associated with the fact that I took the step that was, godly directed, and went on this path, and this journey has been smooth. And the journey can only be smoother.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Definitely.
Wow. So, TK.
Yes.
What next? For you and me?
Okay. What next?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I think currently, for her, she's working on a couple of books.
Okay.
That she's doing.
You should also write a book.
I should. So, but okay.
Yes, you should write a book.
I should.
Because men like you are rare, honestly, especially in this part of the world. So I believe that people reading, from you about your experience would actually be something that is worthwhile. I'm serious. So you should consider writing a book too.
Well, as God leads.
And you sing. I forgot to say that.
Yes.
Both of them are beautiful singers. They actually sang to themselves on their wedding day. And I was looking at them saying, whoa, these people, wow. This love, Sha. All of us could feel that love. Well done. Okay, so you were saying.
So for her, this is her ministry. She recently stopped working so that she can focus on what she has at hand currently. So like she has my support 100%. But for me, I want to be by her.
Yes.
I want to be, and so of course I need to make money. so I'm more business inclined for now.
Okay.
Although I know that ministry is also going to be for me. So quitting my job down the years of course will be a problem. I know now that that's eventually going to be where I would plunge where I would focus the rest of my life on.
That was focus. That's
so but for now, work being her support, having to provide as much as I can for her. Yeah.
Wow. We could go on and on, but you know how it is when you're restricted by time, for the show and all that, So I just want to say a big thank you to you, TK, for coming, so because I'm sure that these very few minutes we've spent together may look like few, but somehow it's going to touch somebody, and it's going to transform somebody's thinking. Somebody who thought that something like this is something that should not even be given a consideration. Now you've come, and I'm sure you have encouraged somebody out there. TK, there's something which we do on the Now Show, which we call the final word. Something you're going to leave the audience with, that even if they don't remember everything we discussed, that's one thing that they can take. That will be their takeout from today's episode. Your final word, TK.
All right. So, your experiences, your pitfalls, your downfalls are not the end of the world. They are stepping stones. So I want you to see them as stepping stones. Don't be downcast. Don't be, taken aback by what you're going through. There's so much that can come out of it. There's so much. God just needs to open your eyes to see that there's so much of treasures in that. So stay hopeful, stay graceful, and have a blast. Yeah.
I love that. Wow. So like you said, stay hopeful, stay graceful, and have a blast. So until we come your way again on the Now Show.
Yeah.
Your usual host, Abosede Ozao Show, signing off with TK on the road.
So.